What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lemissy here, and today we're gonna talk about grief. Now, grief is probably one of my least favorite rune words that exists in the game, and the main reason for that is because it's just so strong. It's so good, and one of my favorite things from old school D2 is getting those sick, rare weapon that, Fool's Mod, Big ED, Big IAS, you get an ethereal with repair on it, you shove a low rune in it, all those crazy cool things that are like insane rares and all these things that are beautiful. And grief came in and just kind of like crapped all over all of them and was like, nah, I'm just the best weapon, and that's just kind of it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about why it's so good, because a lot of people have confusion. They see it and they're like, Mr. Lama, you're saying grief is good, and I look at it, but like, why would it be better than this Breath of the Dying that I have, or this nice rare weapon, or whatever it is? So we can go in and discuss a little bit of that. So first things first, let's go ahead and just take a look at a grief right here. And here you can see you have some IAS and damage. Those are the rolls on it, right? You get 30 to 40 IAS and, 320 to 400, 340 to 400 damage? 320, I believe, to 400 plus damage. Now, it also has ignore target defense and minus target defense. So that's very nice for fighting against any monsters. You can remove the defense calculation piece right there, which gives it the ability to just hit basically everything. And then even against bosses, you have the minus, which is helpful because ignore target defense doesn't work against bosses. You have the plus damage to demons, a little added fire, a little minus to enemy poison resist, 20% deadly strike, which is nice. That's a chance to double the damage if you watch the combat mechanics video. Prevent monster heal as well, and then some life and mana after each kill. So all around you can see, hey, that's pretty solid. And you do look up above and you're like 31 to 35 damage. That's not really great. And I'm not seeing any enhanced damage. So why is this super good? And the main reason is the damage plus 371. And I'm going to pull something up right here. And this is going to be the way that damage is calculated in Diablo 2. This is Amazon Basin. It is a fantastic site with everything like near perfect for all their calculations and everything. So let's take a look at it. This is the order in which damage is going to apply and calculate. So the first thing is you have your base weapon damage. This is going to be the 31 to 35 that we had. Then you have it if it's ethereal, so it's not. Then you have any plus enhanced damage on the weapon. And this is enhanced damage, maximum damage on the weapon. Then you have any plus minimum and maximum damage, and this adds that damage, right? Add damage there. Then you have your damage plus, right? That's what this is. This is damage plus. Then you have percent damage to demons or undead. Then deadly strike, critical strike applies, percent unit critical hit chance, blah, 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 percent skill damage, conversion, source damage, penalty, right? So here, what you can see is damage plus comes before percent damage. And this is going to be enhanced damage that is off of your weapon. Okay. This is the on weapon. This is the off weapon right here. So I put it into an easier format. This right here. I found this and I was like, yeah, this is perfectly it. A times B plus C times D. And remember PEMDAS, your order of operations. So first it's your weapon's base damage times the enhanced damage on your weapon plus the min-max damage, including griefs, plus 371 damage. And then all of that times the enhanced damage from the rest of your gear not on your weapon. So like Fortitude, 300% enhanced damage. That gets multiplied after the effect. Laying of Hands, 350% damage to demons. That gets multiplied after you get added in, right? So all of this is happening afterwards. And that is the part that just makes it so strong. That's the part where the damage just gets absolutely insane because this plus damage gets just 371, 400 damage just gets tacked on to the front, and then the ED and all those percentages of all those things, your deadly strike, your critical strike, all of that stuff comes afterwards. And so it just magnifies and multiplies that number and makes it absolutely insane. So Grief just wins out and takes over because all of these other weapons, all of these other things, they just don't get that same beautiful base damage because you have to remember this is going to the min and max right there, right? So it's just insane, right? 400 plus 31 to 35. So 431 to 435, if you have like a perfect Grief right there, is going to be like that base piece that's then getting calculated beyond that, and that's just way too much damage. It's just way too high. And the beautiful thing as well, or beautiful thing, right, is that it also applies to smite. And so, for instance, if you look, because this is a smiter that I have right here, let me turn this off. If you look at smite, let me bring my game in real fast. You can see that like Holy Shield gets added, you know, plus 81 to 84 damage. And this is a level 26 Holy Shield plus 81 to 84 flat damage. Grief is like a level 90 Holy Shield. It's so good. Plus flat. That is the flat damage that you're adding in. It's like you have a level 90 Holy Shield in a single weapon because that added flat damage gets added to the base of Smite as well. So this is why it's also so good with Smite. But even on its own, even if you're just a barbarian running around, Dual Griefs is still just like the best weapon setup. A Zealot, any character that's gonna melee, you just put Grief in its hand and the total DPS is just so far above and beyond because that flat damage is just so ridiculous and just so strong. And so that really is the piece. That's the main thing I wanted to talk about right there, was just why is this weapon GG? Because a lot of people look at it and they say, oh, the one-hand damage says it's really low. And, you know, it looks like an okay thing. But, like, when I have my XYZ rune word on, you know, why is it so much better? I'm trying to think if I have like another Breath of the Dying or something to compare it to. I don't think I have one on this character. Let me look. I can see if I can have something else. If not, I think he has Last Wish. If not, that's okay. We can just call it there, and that kind of runs through the video. Yeah, this is Last Wish, which is also nice. But once again, you can even see right here, this is 368% enhanced damage, which brings the one-hand damage up to 145 to 163. So that becomes the like base damage that you're then multiplying and stuff on. And Last Wish is still amazing. And again, you've got the Might Ore and all these things that are very nice about it. It's a great weapon. I really love it. But the flat damage is 300 less than that Grief, right? And it cost 5 high runes, with 4 of them being Jaws and Burrs, compared to a single low rune, which is the other ridiculous thing. The cheapness of Grief is insane. For the cost of 1 low, you can murder everything. Okay. I'm done complaining about it. I just wanted to explain it because I know a lot of people have trouble understanding what that calculation order is. So again, I'll bring up, this is how damage gets calculated. And this is Llama's simplified version that I found somewhere on Reddit. But I was like, yeah, perfect. So shout out to the guy who wrote the simplified version. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope that this was helpful and explained a little bit about Grief, and why you should run it if you're a melee character. and why they should nerf it or remove it if they're Blizzard. Anyways, mwah! Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, YouTube.